paired up against Android 16. From the story itself, I can gather that the matchup is between two androids whose missions and feelings are very different, but kind of the same. The whole thing is Android 16 being sent back in time to kill Goku, but by the end of it, it gets a complete change of heart, and seeing this is a very warm feeling since by the end of the Cell Saga, we end up feeling sympathy for him since he doesn't really have a choice in the matter. All I'll say is the story is possibly one of the nicest ones, and having a chance to see Android 16's character more thought out in this scenario is always a job well done in my book. The last two what-ifs are a Saiyan vs Frieza Force matchup, and while we do see a lot more of Bardock's team, we also get to see King Vegeta, who I'll always view as a mystery, but my god is he badass. The last one is Devilman against a bunch of super evil people, because if you didn't know, he can defeat anyone with an evil heart. It's actually a super overpowered character, but he does get defeated by Kid Goku in the end. The fight itself took me at least 2 tries and was pretty difficult for some odd reason, but the matchup itself was great. This all might not seem like a lot more, but it's mainly because I skipped over the base story itself, but if you add all that in, not only do you get as many characters and story as Tenkaichi 2, but you get a bunch of additions to that. All in all, compared to any DBZ game now, it's still a huge achievement for the time this game was being made, and seeing something like this made now just revs up the excitement for a piece of our childhood back. Now, before I move on and close out the story area, we of course have the Dragon Balls to talk about. The method for getting this set isn't like Tenkaichi 2, but does go back to the first one of the series, and by just breaking everything in sight, you'll likely find one sitting around, but a video did point in the direction of a certain stage. In the stage you fight against First Form Cell and the futurist Trunks, and since there's a shit ton of buildings around it, it makes it easier for a Dragon Ball to be around, as well as not being bombarded by Cell since he's not as strong as compared to other stages. The cool part about all this comes from the wishing itself, since we get another change to the Shenrons and introducing Red Shenron. So now we have normal Shenron, Porunga, and Red Shenron for a total of 8 wishes we need to do. The actual wishes themselves are super important finally, as we get 2 new characters, Future Gohan and Chi-Chi, a ton of maps to use whenever we want, and items we're going to need to 100%. There is also a wish for money that I'm pretty sure you can do over and over if you really want to, and some of the different Shenrons give you more than the others, so you're welcome to substitute that for the World Tournament if you really want to. With that, the final story mode of our journey is now complete. And it's safe to say that seeing how much each game has progressed little by little, it's honestly an amazing thing to experience, and the only thing I can think of is how cool it'll be to see a new era of Tenkaichi be brought back to life once more. There's tons of expectations to see things we see now in the new place, but overall, let's be happy that we got something even remotely close to what was a better time for some of us, and enjoy what we've been waiting for. With all that said, let's get on to the World Tournament. Following the More theme, the World Tournament does include some new stuff and a very interesting way to play them.